Hi, I'm Cherry, and welcome to my modern English country Christmas. Come on in and let's get started on episode 1, the prep. Before we get going on today, I think from now on, with this sort of getting ready for Christmas series and just giving you everything I have, I think it's fair to say that a lot of it will be quite practical. And I think that's okay for this time of year. I've had this YouTube channel for about a year now. And last year, I was literally just chatting to my phone. It was great fun. It's not going to be that much different, but I think what I didn't do last year was to go so in depth with the projects. And I know that I had sort of comments or emails or messages just saying, look, we have more of that. So I'm happy to share it. I'm always happy to share stuff. And that's why I've created this series. Just 2 things. This week, if you're watching this on Sunday, the 6th or 7th of November. Well, anyway, this coming week, my modern English country Christmas gift guide is going to be emailed out to you. So if you would like to receive that, I can't tell you, I love this. It's going to help me so much. It's like the planner. If you would like to receive that gift guide free in your inbox, then I'll leave a link below. But if you're already subscribed to the Daily Homebody, you will receive it. And I don't think it's any more than sort of 8 to 10 pages, and it's beautifully laid out. It's so curated. It's perfect. I cannot tell you. Christina works with me in Homebody. I just spent so long choosing such beautiful things for this gift guide, and we hope that you will love them. There are some Homebody bits in there because I love my shop, but it's not just Homebody, I promise you. And then one more thing, I've had a few messages lately asking me if the Homebody Companion Club is going to reopen again before Christmas. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. We are coming into the most amazing time. We just had the most amazing masterclass in our monthly gathering where we were shown by the amazing Kathy Whitby how to paint furniture like a pro. I mean, that's a big part of her business. And also how to make lampshades. So I am still glowing from that because it's just been so inspiring. So there's so much sort of going on. It's so full. I don't know what to do for the best because it's really important to me that everyone is welcomed when they come into the membership. So leave it with me. I'm going to think about it for this week. I know that because it's coming up to Christmas, it is the sort of thing that people want. And it's very cozy in there. So I just have to think about it. Bear with me and I'll come back to you on that next week. I remarked on my Instagram stories actually how marvellous it is that we can have the door open in November for like prolonged periods of time. It's wonderful. It gives me a chance to just give this space here in the entrance hall of the cottage just a really good sort of sweep out. That's what I'm going to do now because I know that as soon as the decorations go up, there will be corners that remain untouched until the start of next year, which sounds rather far away at the minute. On the wooden floors of the cottage, I use my gorgeous indoor broom from Homebody. I love this and it's brilliant if you have wooden or stone floors. These are handmade in England and they will last you forever. I'm so lucky to carry these in Homebody. I've got this space here by the desk that's just dead space really. It had so much. It had tables, more tables, lamps, chairs, little seats. But I'm going to put some vintage luggage here for the Christmas period. This gorgeous moss green colour, it's so beautiful. There we are. Now I think I probably need to have it there because I need some space left here. This just gives me some height and it just creates some interest and it fills this little corner by the front door. So to fill this space at the door, I'm going to use this gorgeous thing. Now this is a vintage leather fire hose carrier. So they were used a long time ago to carry nozzles. But I've repurposed this for here at the cottage, and we've got old riding crops and anyone for fencing. But I just think it's so gorgeous and interesting. And what I tend to do, which I shouldn't do, I'll show you. If I'm coming in from outside, sometimes if I'm hot, I'll put my jacket just up there, or I'll pop it on there. But at least I know where it is. So I've got a space here that needs to be filled. I love the blue in this. This, I think, is the crest of the town of Hove, but it might be Brighton as well, so I will double check that. So this goes here, but I love this lovely gilt frame here. And there's sort of some pink here at the bottom of the crest, and it goes with my new front door, and then this, it's almost like a brass gold, goes with the front door as well. So this is all looking very lovely and will start to get cozier and cozier and cozier, which is the goal, certainly at Christmas and certainly when you live in an English country cottage. I'm actually going to put this gorgeous copper basin on top of this case here. This is perfect for kindling and maybe some candles that will go out here. I had paper chains in it yesterday, but I've moved those to a basket over there. But this is so good for kindling. But I'll tell you what else it's good for. I might swap these out actually and move this one over to the fireplace in the sitting room and then put another smaller one here, because having a container like this, it certainly doesn't have to be copper. It can be a basket, it could just be a bag or a large tin, anything really. A wooden crate, they work really well. This is great for hats, gloves, scarves, an extra pair of socks, anything. Slippers by the front door, that's always a lovely thing. Dog leads, but I love this copper with the brown leather. I'm going to finish my little corner off with these gorgeous riding boots here. These are not worn by anybody. You can see our boots, they're just stuck outside. All muddy and not cared for at all. These are some beautiful antique leather riding boots, and they are going to go by the front door, just as a little nod to all things equestrian this Christmas. So here I am in the cottage sitting room, and I'm on this big sofa. So I've had this sofa for 17 years. It is made by sofa.com, I think, and I don't think they do them anymore actually. This was the Maximus as far as I can recall. But this is one of those amazing sort of classic sofas with those big sort of rolled arms. It's not got a cushioned back, but it's very, very long, hence the name Maximus. It's very deep. The cushions under here, I've got two cushions, but they've been sat on for so many years that they're rather squished and falling apart. So I hold it all together with this quilt on top. And the cushions underneath here are feather filled. This is essentially a slipcover sofa. Now I've tried to take this cover off before and it didn't go well. It is so large, it can't be dry cleaned, it can't be washed, it can't be taken to the laundrette and even put into one of those massive ones. I once, many summers ago, put it into a massive paddling pool and soaked it. It just, I don't know. So it just got to the point where, I mean, it was my own fault for ordering it in white, but it just got to the point where I just cover it now. And I love that. Much better. I can swap all of the covers out throughout the seasons and change it according to what I feel like looking at the time. This is not a formal sitting room in this cottage. It's the only sitting room, but it's not a formal space. It never will be. It's a cottage. And especially at this time of year, this boat-like sofa needs to do so many things. It needs to allow us to relax after long, cold, dark days. It needs to allow us to just flop down on it in potentially dirty clothes if we've been out for a walk in the woods or in the countryside with the dog. Or certainly for me, I need to be able to have an afternoon nap on here after a roast on a Sunday. And certainly at Christmas, when we've got lots of people here, it needs to hold lots and lots of bodies. But it needs to be hard wearing. We can't be precious about it. It needs to be comfortable. But at the same time, I don't want anyone to notice this sofa. This has to blend into this space. I don't want people to walk in and say, oh, what a big sofa, or oh, look at the colour or the pattern of your sofa or the shape of your sofa. My dream is for people to come in and just flop on it. If they do that, then this space is working. So I'm going to show you how I style my quintessentially English cottage country sofa. I've got 2 feather-filled pillows, feather and down, and I like the feather and down filled, that sort of combination. The feathers can sometimes be a bit crunchy, but if you add some down, they're nicer. So if you can go that far with the down, then perfect. So they're going to sit there, and they are the same colour, and they're square, and that is like a sort of velvet. I've got one more square in this beautiful sort of moss green, so that can go there. So I've filled the back of the sofa. Like I said, this is really deep, so I can absolutely get away with having such large cushions. And now I'm just going to fill the gaps. I have a smaller green velvet cushion, a dark sort of emerald. Actually, no, it's more of it's sort of a cross between an emerald and a British racing green. And that's just going to sit there like that. And then I've got this gorgeous feather and down filled, that's a ticking stripe, that's a white and green. And it's got the lovely frill around it. And then this softer, lighter velvet on that side. But I quite like the stripe. And then I've got a very pale and pink and frilly check cushion here. This is a linen. So I'm sort of mixing my materials slightly, but that's just going to be tucked in there like that. And then I've just got a couple more really tiny ones. I forgot to show you how I cover the back, so I've just taken all the cushions off. I've got this Susie Watson wool blanket. So that is going over the back like that. Now this wool blanket is full of moth holes. I told you about my moth issue, didn't I? When I moved in, I had no idea that we had moths. So that can go there like that. And I'm going to put the cushions back. And then the last 2 cushions, these are just really tiny ones. I wanted some red. It's a blue red. I really like the check here. So it's about sort of mixing patterns and fabrics, because look, I've got my little resident pheasant here. So we've got some striped and some velvet and almost some tweed there. But then we've got this really sort of summery pale pink check. And then my little pheasant can just sit there like that. And there's still enough room to absolutely flop down. I won't put my boots on the sofa, but flop down, and I wouldn't really have to move a thing. I can squish everything into the back of the sofa if I need to, because it's all feather and down filled cushions. There's no foam, so everything moves to the shape of your body, which is exactly what we want with a traditional English country sofa like this. Certainly in such a casual space. This is all about comfort, it's all about coziness. And I can always just tidy it up. If anyone's coming over, I can pull the blanket straight. I can plump all of my little cushions. And then we are ready to go once again. I'm going to put another blanket on the arm here. I just can't see it at the minute. And then I've got some bits to go on this table here. This table was at that end. But what I like about this sofa is that you've got that wonderful view. So from here, I just look straight through to the magnolia. When it's out in the spring, it's amazing. And then through to the woods at the minute. And it's wonderful when all of the leaves drop, you can see straight through. However, as soon as the leaves are out, that's it. It's really dense. It's amazing. One of my favourite things ever is to fall asleep at that end, I don't know, like a Sunday afternoon, and then you fall asleep when it's light and you wake up at dusk and just looking out over to the hills over there is just, it's extraordinary. But this method works for any sofa. This is officially a 3-seater. Obviously, it's clearly could be a 4-seater. It's massive. It's possibly too big for the room, but I don't think so. But I've worked on the premise because this doesn't have a cushioned back. So 2 large square cushions at either end, 1 in the middle. So that sort of covers the back. And then I've just filled the spaces with other cushions, actually 3, different sizes, they're different patterns, they're different fabrics. I don't want it to be symmetrical. I don't want it to be ordered. I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be very tactile. So that's what it is. So if you've got a 2-seater, maybe just the 2 cushions and maybe 3 smaller ones, different shapes. I don't have bolsters on my sofas. I don't find them practical, and they would absolutely be something that I would just kick off. You don't want to have to kick off the cushions. I know that some people hate cushions, I get it, but these sort of serve a purpose because they are the cushions, because there is a one here. There's the view from the sofa. Isn't it beautiful? Especially at this time of year. It's wonderful just sitting here. And then when it gets dark, oh, I'll show it to you a bit later as well. So I'm back with my outfit of the week. This is a really, really simple one, but I wanted to tell you what I'm doing with it and with the colours and with the items, just in case it inspires you to either try these colours together or buy an item like this and be able to wear it right through from summer through to winter. Starting off with my Uniqlo Heat Tech long sleeve t-shirt. I bought 2 of these last week. I bought a cream one and then this navy one. I've been in them all week. I bought 2 because I know that I'll wear them so much during the colder months. This has not failed me. I have not been cold, but I've not been boiling hot either. I have worn everything that I've wanted to wear because this is so thin and soft, and I've not been itchy and felt claustrophobic at all. So this is what I'm starting with. I've cut myself off because I've just got my tights on and nobody wants to see that. So let's get dressed. So this is actually a summer dress. It is from Nobody's Child. It's got these straps like that. I searched for a chocolate brown skirt and I found this. Okay, I've got it on now. I'm dressed. But so I searched for chocolate brown skirt. This came up obviously because this is Nobody's Child and they know what they're doing with search terms. But this came up and I suddenly thought, I've done this before. I've used a summer dress as an autumn and winter skirt, and I can wear it when it gets a lot warmer, but I can wear it right the way through the autumn and winter. It's really comfortable, and actually if you wear these dresses underneath a big giant sweater, so it just looks like you've got a skirt on, this sort of bodice top bit acts as another really, really thin layer. It just keeps you that bit warmer, which I'm all for, as you know. So the skirt part itself is quite long. I'm going to wear my boots, my soft brown leather ones, but this time I'm going to add some of these gorgeous ribbed woolen socks. They're very, very soft. I don't know whether they've got any cashmere in them at all, but they're that gorgeous grey colour. I can't remember where they're from, but I will find out and I will leave the links below. I've purchased all of this, but I also kind of like a pair of woolen socks sort of peeking out over the top of a pair of boots, especially the boots that I've got here. It's just these ones. I know that some of you have bought them since I recommended them, and you've said as well that they are the most comfortable thing. They are. The leather is so soft and gorgeous. I got the chocolate brown colour that you can see here, and now I am super warm and ready to spend a day on my feet. So I am going to add a jumper to this. I've added this cream souffle jumper from Uniqlo. This is another one of my favourites because they're so easy to wash and wear. And this is why I particularly wanted to show you this outfit, because I really, really love the combination of the chocolate brown with the cream. It's such a warm, sort of autumnal going into winter colour combo. And I just really love it. I'm not a huge fan of bright white, certainly not in these months. I obviously love the chocolate brown, and I just think it goes so well, and it just looks so cozy. So this is a nice outfit, it's comfortable, but it is still just a brown skirt and a cream jumper. I need something to give it some interest and to make me feel a bit more like myself. So I'm using this gorgeous teal and coral scarf. Do you remember I bought it in the summer from Anthropology? And I bought them as a set, as a pair, and I wear them through my plait usually, or around my head if it's raining outside. So I'm tucking that in there because not only does that keep me warm around here when it is really cold and damp outside, but it's not like wearing a woolen scarf at all. And then the blue just peeking over the top like that. I love it so much. The combination of a warm chocolate brown, a warm cream sweater. So they're all quite warm toned, but then this delicious teal and turquoise, and there's some coral in there. They go so well, but I wouldn't ordinarily just immediately think of them. And then the final part of this one is my faux fur gilet. As you can see, for the first time in weeks, I'm not wearing my brown leather belt. You'll be shocked to see. I've not sort of tied it around the waist of my sweater, but that's because I'm wearing this. Again, it's just another layer. It's quite a thin layer. I don't expect this to keep me super, super warm, you know, had the temperatures sort of dropped below freezing. So I've got the nice collar here with the scarf peeking through. I've got my cream sweater on. And then this little gilet, let me do up the other button, then it just adds a little shape to the outfit. We're firmly into November now. It's still fairly warm, but it could turn at any moment. And of course, we've all known it to snow in November. So just these layers of chocolate brown and cream with a little bit of turquoise here. It's just all round November coziness. If you like the outfit and sort of clothing and accessories portion of these vlogs, then think about following me on Instagram. I'm Cherry Men Love Living on Instagram. I've also got Cherry Men Love, but it gets hacked all the time as that account is so old. So I shifted over to Cherry Men Love Living, and that one's pretty solid. But I post on there regularly, and you might find some other outfits that I wear throughout the week, because I don't want, this isn't a clothes vlog, so I just do one outfit a week, but you might find some other bits that I wear throughout the days that you might like. And I do tend to tag them, but I can always let you know where they're from if I forget. Which I probably will do. So this windowsill will undoubtedly have flowers or some sort of foliage on it at some point. So this windowsill here, it's got the most amazing view right over the garden and right through the trees and over to the hills back there. And I was kind of missing it. I had a chaise here for a while, but this is a really, really lovely space. But at Christmas time, especially as I'm going to be doing these bookcases these bookshelves, at Christmas time, this windowsill will undoubtedly be decorated with some kind of foliage. And I do want a tree back here somewhere. I don't know where, but anyway, I'm getting it all cleared off and dusted. This Underwood typewriter is so dusty. I'm using one of Homebody's dusting brushes because it gets into all of the nooks and crannies. And in fairness, the whole of Homebody is full of items and homewares and accessories and tools that I use here at the cottage. I created an entire homeware shop based on the stuff that I love. They say do what you love, so. So I've got my antler candlestick there. I will fill, but that can stay there. So I know it's in place. A little dust here. This is one of those bases that I hate. So what I might do now is go and get the new lampstand. It's a thrifted lampstand, so I want to show it to you. So it's these two here. I've got the plugs. I bought these months and months ago, and I have never put a plug on them or popped a shade on. I've got two of them here. They're different, but this is going to be perfect for my desk there. And then that other horrible lampstand that I've got in there, I will replace with this one. So this was £6 and this is £6. They're heavy and they'll be fine. So I'm also adding this gorgeous antique, this is a drop front Victorian correspondence box. It's so lovely, and depending on what I'm doing at the time, if I buy myself some lovely stationery for Christmas, then I'll open it up, but right now it can sit safely there. So I've got two polo mallets here that I'll stick there, and then I've got a croquet mallet here that can go in there like that. And we're so close to Cottage, so I think that's a nod to polo. It's so easy for us to just go down and watch some matches. So this carver chair, I will change it, but right now this is all I have. So I've got a little cushion here. It's like a herringbone. It's very, very old, but very comfortable. I've got this globe here that I thought might look nice there. I don't think that's very Christmassy at all. So I think this will be moved down to Homebody. We're launching an antiques and English country collectibles on the Homebody website. It's either this week or next week. So much of what I show here will be available on there. Not all of it, obviously, because it's mine and it's here at home. But I think something like this would be far more suited down at Homebody. So I'm almost done with this corner. Apart from the decoration, obviously, there's all of these little mini, I don't know whether they're twin engine planes or not, but if you can hear a plane, then that's because they fly over. And I think they fly over to go to the Goodwood airfield, because that's just like over there. But this space is ready now to be decorated for Christmas once I finish the bookshelves. Have the most amazing week. Next week, we're starting Christmas decorating proper. I've done all of my little corners. I've got everywhere ready. So we're moving into the dining room. We're going to start doing our Christmas table. I don't just have one Christmas table, I have several. We're going to be decorating the deli. We're going to be decorating Homebody. I've got some amazing homemade decorating projects for you. So much of what you see on Instagram or anything like that has come from the Homebody Companion Club and the moments that we've had in there, or the YouTube. So I hope that you will join me next week, because the series is about to take off and I cannot wait to welcome you to episode 2 of my Modern English Country Christmas. Have the most amazing week. I'm sending so much love and I will see you again soon. Bye.